Welcome to Mershman Seeds Cup of Joe. On this episode, we spent the week at the Iowa Ag Expo. Here a recap of our experience. Dylan has new data on our PowerCore Enlist Corn. See how well our products yield against the competition in different environments. If you're considering planting alfalfa, we have great supply of America's alfalfa.
Hi, this is Joe Mershman. Welcome to Mershman Seeds Cup of Joe. Today we have Dylan, Lynn, and Turk. And I think we're going to start with Lynn today. Talk a little bit about the big show up in Des Moines, or equipment show.
Yeah, so we all took off and took our turns doing some time up in Des Moines at the Power Show. And Turk, you were up there on Wednesday. Yeah. You had a really good crowd for your guys'.
Oh yeah, we spent the day up there, and it's the third largest show in the U.S. And I didn't get a chance to go around and look at anything because we were pretty busy at the booth all day, and so. It was a good crowd. We had a good crowd at our booth and had a lot of people interested in a whole variety of things from alfalfa to corn to soybeans and talking about their yields and talking about the new corn. A lot of interest in the new corn that we're offering, and so it was a good day for us when we were there. How about you?
Yeah, Dylan and I went up on Thursday, and we were able to maybe have a little bit more of a tempered crowd than what you had. It was Thursdays are typically just a little bit of a slower crowd, so that's not necessarily a bad thing for our perspective because we get to have good conversations and people are stopping by and like you said, there's a lot of interest in corn. Talking about PowerCore, there's still a large segment of growers out there that are becoming aware, but they just don't know the intricacies yet of it. So we're able to have some discussions. Another one that kind of stood out, I had a lot of conversation comparably to years past on alfalfa. So was excited to get to talk to some guys about what our alfalfa offering is and what we have to look forward to moving forward. So always a good time to see prospective customers. Good to see some new customers that talk about their first year experience with Mershman and how they're really happy. And then as always, our loyal and existing customers that love to just come up and chat and ask where. Typically, we get asked where somebody else is at a different ASM because. They think they're not working, so there's always jokes to be had. So a lot of good humor. It's reassuring from my perspective that we have a lot of very loyal customers that love to just tell us the testimonial of what they have going on in their bean and cornfields and alfalfa and how excited they are for what product they have on their fields for the coming year.
And since Pioneers announced that they're not going to be selling alfalfa after this year, would give us an opportunity to provide our products for them, for those that are looking for Harv Extra and a full line of alfalfa that we offer.
Yeah. Exactly. There's been a lot of conversations, particularly as we get to our northern markets where we get into the dairies where guys are excited to have an option after potentially thinking that there wasn't anything left for them in the countryside. That Brian has had a really good conversations with some guys up north, and we're going to be positioned very well to be a trusted supplier for alfalfa moving forward for the foreseeable future.
Dylan, I see you're looking at some data.
Yes, I am.
Is that all the new PowerCore corn hybrids?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it was Monday. We got some more data back from one of our suppliers. So that was one of my jobs this week before working the show, was that we dug into it. It gives us a really good idea of where we were against competitors and all across different locations. So like starting with our 2408, our 108 day, it held really strong everywhere. If you go into like Princeton, Illinois, it did fantastic. It did 9.5 bushel better than the plot average.
Plot average at Princeton, am I reading that 269?
Yes, yep. So the plot average was 269. So it did 9.5 bushel better than that plot average. So that's outstanding yield there. And then again with the 111 day, it was in a Kyoto plot.
Kyoto, Iowa. Yeah.
Yep, and that plot was 291, and our 11-day 2411C came in at 8.1 bushel better against some really strong competitors that were also in that plot as well. So then with our 113-day 2413C in Princeton, Illinois again, it had a very strong outing. The plot average was 280, and it came out 21.6 bushel ahead of that plot average. And we knew going into it that 113-day was going to be one of our staple products, and it's proven itself. And then we have some more experimentals we're kind of eyeballing, and those were in these trials too. So that gave us a really good idea of what products are coming and what we have on the table right now for guys to try and to show.
Yeah, so for our viewers, a little bit of background. You might have heard Dylan say Princeton twice and two different yield numbers. When we're looking at this, we're comparing on those plots the like maturity zones. So this one is in that particular one, it's the 112 to 113 day. On the 108, it could be 106 to 108. So different, same plot location, but maybe just a different plot of comparison there. So obviously that Princeton, Illinois plot, those guys are having really good yields, and for our products to be performing above average is a token to what we have available in the PowerCore situation. And I think a cool part here that you're working on as well is we'll be able to provide for our ASM and dealers soon, looking at how these perform in different plot averages. So in a potentially a low yield environment, a medium yield environment, a high yield environment, on how these kind of perform and move up and down the gamut. We get to corn, we talk about different environments on where they fit best. We are taking the next evolution and seeing where some of these products fit in an ultra high yield, how they fit and perform in a what I would call an average yield, and then maybe one that's a little bit more drought stressed, where the top end yield potential is not as important as having a good stable product and making sure that the yield is consistent across every acre.
Bottom line is our products are performing well and they're solid, and the recommendations we're going to make to you can feel very comfortable. And again, I just want to remind everybody that we have a no substitution policy for the hybrid, not the weight or the grade, but for the hybrid. If you order a hybrid from us, and if for any reason we have to substitute it, you will get the substitution free. So if you're getting substituted by some of your other companies that you do business with, maybe you should take our best hybrid as the substitution rather than taking their whatever hybrid for the substitution. So keep that in mind.
All their best customers never get substituted, Joe.
I know.
It's the ones that they don't consider their best customers that they're substituting. And I asked that question. That was one of the questions that I would ask when we were talking about corn. Have you got your corn in your shed yet? And have you been substituted? And they go, well, I don't know yet. And I says, well, you might want to be asking if you're going to get the hybrid that you ordered, because I'm afraid this year there's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah, that's what we keep hearing from folks in the know, that there's the best hybrids is a shortage of. Yep. The best hybrids is a shortage of. There's never a shortage of not so good hybrids. But we still have all our best hybrids, every one of them. We're not sold out of any of these hybrids. And again, we will not be doing substitutions, so don't accept them.
Yep.
You want to talk about alfalfa today, Lynn?
I do. So had a nice segue there when we were talking about up north. So I just want to take a minute here and talk about, in particular, one variety of alfalfa that stands out. It's one of our top sellers. It's the 428 TQ. It's a particular alfalfa that I have a strong affinity to, because it was one of the first conventional alfalfas that I was introduced to when I first started at Merschman. So, you fall in love or love at first sight. This is kind of hyperbole, but this is one that happened. I put on my mom and dad's acres, and they are still going strong with it. It is one. So when we think about alfalfa, in the sense of around here, we tend to, throw a little bit of grass in it, or we add some oats and try to get a little bit more tonnage off on that first cutting. But we really don't need to do it with this alfalfa. It provides all of that tonnage. It's got the TQ for traffic tested, so That crown sits just a little bit further underneath ground, so we're not worrying about running that crown over and ruining that, in our high traffic areas. It's a particular product that is very stable in its yield and very complete in the agronomic package. So it's an alfalfa that for our guys that need conventional, it's a must-have. You must take a look at this, and even for our guys that maybe aren't looking for that extreme high quality. What I would call like our dairy style. This has got to be on the farm at a very reasonable price, and will give you good tonnage for your dollar per acre.
Well, alfalfa is still very important, and like I say, less and less players. We've been selling America's alfalfa for over 30 years. Really strong program, really strong genetics, and leading edge all the way through. So if you're looking for an alfalfa supplier, look our way. We can help you.
Yep.
Well, Friday was Groundhog Day, you know that, right? And the groundhog didn't see his shadow, correct? So that means spring's around the corner. Well, that always brings us to this, the skunk thing that we always bring up every year. And in those of you that are not, what takes Joe doing? Well, there's signs in nature that spring's coming. One of them is the groundhog didn't see his shadow. And the other one that we always go by is when you see a dead skunk in the middle of the road, that means we'll be planting corn in 6 weeks. Well, we've been saying that for the last couple of years, and we actually have a network of skunk watchers out there. I don't know if you knew that, but Brad Friesemeyer called in. He saw one a couple of weeks ago, and I put his skunk up in the picture. That one there looks pretty sad. I got another call. Actually, I got 2 more calls. Same thing from dealers that said they saw a dead skunk, and so that's 3 reps. Normally that's official data, but. So talking to Turk, Turk's are always our anchor and our words of wisdom, and everything. Okay, Turk, tell us what's going on. But before I get into that, why is it important to say that you're going to be planting corn in 6 weeks after you see a dead skunk in the middle of the road? And that's because the skunk males are looking for females. It's gestation period. So they're looking for females, and they're not looking at cars going down the road. So they just, they're on a mission, and they just go across the road and they get hit and get ran over. And skunks always seem to have their young when it's dry and warm. So that's the wise tale, and that was told to me for years by local farmers. So when you see your first dead skunk in the middle of the road, because they're in gestation period, they're looking for their mate, and they don't pay attention, they get ran over. And so anyhow, talking to Turk today, so that means we're going to be planting corn middle of March this year. Seems a little early, right, Turk?
Might be a little early, but...
So tell us the rest of the story now.
So contrary to popular belief, skunks do not hibernate. They actually, when it gets cold and snowy, they hole up and don't come out at all to feed and graze and eat. And so after an extended period of snow and cold, you're going to see skunks running around and crossing the road. And so the skunks are out running around looking for mates and looking for food, and that's really the rest of the story.
Well, I think we'll assume that they're out looking for food right now, so keep your eyes peeled for dead skunks. It won't be long. It will be planting time based on skunks and on the groundhog.
But it's also a reminder, get your planter out and start getting ready.
Yep, be ready. Yep, I agree. Well, as far as corny jokes this week, I got some help from outside world, so hopefully some of them are going to be good, and we'll see what you think. Now, have you ever had a spider in your house?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Barb asked me to take the spider out instead of killing it. So I did. We had a few drinks. Pretty cool guy. Says he works as a web developer. All right, another one. I don't know if you knew this, but my sister, when she was younger, she used to hide money in the bushes in the yard. She went on to become a very successful hedge fund manager.
There you go.
There you go. And this one here, now you guys are all scholars in riddles and stuff. You can see if you can figure this one out. My ears are long with hair on top. When I'm heated up, I bounce and hop. What am I? I'll read it again. My ears are long with hair on top. When I'm heated up, I bounce and hop. What am I? Popcorn. popcorn.
There you go.
All right, think about that one. Okay, last one. Put you. By now we've lost them all, I'm sure. All right. So in honor of Groundhog Day, I thought I'd come up with a groundhog joke. What did the French groundhog see when he woke up? What did the French groundhog see when he woke up? His chateau. His chateau.
Yep.
Chateau.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, all right.
Yep, got it.
All right, if you got to explain them, they're not very good, right? Anyhow, thanks for watching this week. Keep an eye out for those skunks. We hope you and your family are safe and healthy, and we'll see you next week.